Hi there, I'm Aaron, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. I'm here tonight in my movie library. I'm switching up the, I guess, the view this time around. I'm not sure which one you guys like best, so we're gonna start going back and forth with, so you guys can see different areas. As you can see, it's kind of messy right now. There's a reason for that because I had to move all of my lower shelves up to a higher shelf, and that was a bit of a trek. Hey there, Dave. So first thing I got to say right now is rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Huge shock. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. So for those who don't know, and I'm pretty sure everybody does, Chadwick Boseman was the actor that played the Black Panther. Hey there, Al. In the yeah, played Jackie Robinson in 40. It was in 43. 40, hi there, Michael. He played the Black Panther, and it's a massive loss to the arts community, massive loss to his family, of course. So thoughts and uh, and good vibes go out to them. Because of him, there's going to be a generation of kids, uh, especially that will be able to dream bigger than they've probably ever been able to dream before, and that is a legacy that is incredible. So I wanted to say that first, and to get to that. I know tonight was date night for me and my better half, so we did go and see a film, which I will talk about in a second. Hey, Indy. Well, Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately, but there's some big announcements today, which we're going to get into. There are big announcements from Severin, huge one from Severin. There's a big announcement from Arrow Video, and both of them, by the way, had something in common. Uh, well, we're going to talk about the big announcements. Chadwick Boseman passed, unfortunately, today. Okay, he had colon cancer, and he's been fighting it for the last 4 years. So just think about this: the entire time that he was making the Black Panther film and doing Civil War and doing all the press junkets and stuff like that, the guy was probably going through chemo as well. So that's the real superhero. In all sense, in all seriousness, that's the real superhero. But and that's one of my favorite of the Marvel films, by the way. Good morning, Alan. But we went to see. I'll get into. So, you guys want to know what I saw first before I went into? Oh, Chadwick Boseman, Indy, is the guy that was Jackie Robinson in the big Jackie Robinson movie 42, and he was, of course, Black Panther in the Marvel universe. And he did a few things, but I guess those are kind of the biggest ones. And out of all the like the world building in Marvel, uh, I can easily say that the world building of Wakanda. Uh, whereas, oh, you got to see Black Panther Indy. It's really good, and that's trust me, you'll like it. I know what you like, and you'll definitely like it. Uh, so what I saw tonight, we went to see two movies, but my better half wasn't feeling the greatest. Hey there, Richard. So we stayed for one. But it's a double feature, so we might go back. They're going to be triple featuring. The Exorcist is apparently coming back to our drive-in, so we're going to see that when it comes. But tonight we went and saw Tenet, the new Christopher Nolan film, and totally spoiler-free because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But Nolan delivers again, and not a shock to anybody. I don't think that Nolan does a great job with this film. And for me, it's up there with stuff like Inception and films like that. It's one of those movies that you're gonna watch and you're gonna hopefully enjoy it. You're not gonna get everything the first time around, and neither nobody would. But it's a go back and watch again. It's definitely an own one. Well, Al, right here we got like a drive-in theater, And basically they played Tenet and Bill and Ted's like the third Bill and Ted movie. I just wasn't feeling it tonight. My better half was kind of sick, so she'd been in bed most of the day. But she's a really big Nolan fan. She wanted to see the film. She was totally geeking out about it. She's a science nerd too, so she loved the whole inversion aspects and stuff like that. But I'll do a spoiler review for it down the road. I guess the big thing that you guys are here to talk about right now are the big announcements that were made. Does anybody not know about the Severin and Arrow announcements that were made today? Before I go any farther, see the way this works. Hey, triple feature, man! I was just watching your videos actually, not too long ago. I had to resubscribe though. I was subscribed and I had to resubscribe. Okay, Indy, you might be excited. Uh, all right, so what do you want to go with first? For guys, you want to go over the Sever news or the Arrow news? Hey, Anthony, it's up to you guys. We'll go through Severin first, Arrow first. We're going to go through both of them, but one of them was uh, Severin. Let's start with Severin. Okay, Severin's news was big. Severin uh, initially, and maybe I got this wrong. There's both, Indy, but maybe I got this wrong originally. But Severin, I thought that Severin was only going to be putting out was going to be like putting on their website for a day, and then we're going to get like I'm going to tell you in a second which what I went for. So the big news, well, Severin announced three new titles and some bundles coming up, and I'm going to open up the Severin website because I want to go through the bundles to let you guys know exactly what's in them. But I think you're going to be excited. Indy, you might be excited. How much do you like shark movies? Indy fan them? Because that's gonna be paramount here. How much do you like shark movies? They did do a new website actually. Well, Indy, the remember when Scream Factory a couple years ago was going to put out Cruel Jaws, but they lost the ability to put that film out. Everybody was really excited. Cruel Jaws was coming out. It's one of those like Italian, like really kind of cool schlocky ones. It was actually over in Italy. It was called Jaws 5. Just so you know, and they got in trouble for that and some other things with the film. So it's coming out from Severin Films, and it's not just coming out; it's coming out beautifully. Um, and yeah, but now it's coming out, dude. Now Severin is putting it out, and it gets better. So I'm gonna go through the three bundles. So the first bundle is the Cruel bundle. It has it gets better. It has Cruel Jaws, but it has that infamous Severin slipcover that's going to have that alternate title on it, which of course they'll have to pixelate on here until you get it. But we all know kind of what that title is going to be. The big surprise is that Cruel Jaws also comes with the novelization, not a comic book, not a slim book, but the actual novelization for Cruel Jaws. I want you to kind of like to sink that in for a second there. Cruel Jaws is going to have the novelization for the actual film. It's definitely one of the best Jaws ripoffs. Uh, Special feature wise, just so you know, there is a interview with who else but Rebecca McKendry, who was a huge like water horror fan like me. There there is an interview with actor Jay Culligan. That exclusive slipcover, which you really want to get, guys, because I am still kicking myself for missing out on Shocking Darks and Night Killer slipcovers. They have two cuts of the film. So you're ready for this? A quick question, go for it, man. So I'm waiting for your question. Do they charge? They do charge right away. I know that because I'm eating sandwiches for the next 2 weeks. Remember when I say that jokingly sometimes? Not a joke this time. I had, I initially thought of making this a big super chat video uh, due to that reason. I'm not even joking. I may do a super chat tomorrow because this put my bank account in the red. Uh, hey there, Shadow. So there are two versions of the film on here. There is the original uncut version, the director's cut. Hey there, IB, the Bruno Mattei version of Cruel Jaws, but there's also an unreleased Japanese extended cut. Hey there, Trini, of Cruel Jaws, and you know what they called it? I love this. This is why I love Severin. It's called the Snyder Cut. They they called it the Snyder Cut, and that's brilliant. But it was Logan. It was definitely too good to pass up. That wasn't all though. Remember a while back when we talked Mondo Macabre, and I mentioned like Barry Prima and like the really crazy like movies that he was in, and recommended that you pick them both up. Uh, well, Severin just announced the release of the very first film that Barry Prima was in, an Indonesian cannibal film, and I think, hey there, Scholar, the only Indonesian cannibal film that was ever made, called Primitives, with a special slipcover and reversible art. Um, hey there, Jacob. Hey, Shadow. Um, Primnose has an interview with the producer, whose name I'm going to butcher, so I'm not going to say it, and an interview with the screenwriter, alternate title sequences, reversible wrap, exclusive slipcover, uh, and it's the very first work by Barry Prima, who would go on to be kind of, I'm sure Logan knows who Barry Prima is, to do like some really crazy films that are really fun. Hey, Dave, welcome, man. Are you excited about the Severin stuff? And last but definitely not least, and what looks to me one of the best slipcovers that Severin's put out in a long time, Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. So it's kind of like, and they're not wrong when they say this, Romancing the Stone meets Cannibal Ferox. I kind of would have said almost like Indiana Jones meets Cannibal Holocaust, but either way, it's pretty cool. It's got a new 4K restoration for the film. There's an interview with Michael Sapke, a really good interview, by the way, and apparently. Last Summer Brazil interview with co-writer Derodano Siachi, deleted extended scene roll, reversible wrap, exclusive slipcover. And oh, if you like it, Indy, you're gonna love the slipcover. Look, I can't show it on here because there's like nudity and stuff in the slipcover, but you're gonna love the slipcover. But they could have kept it at those three films and that novelization. But no, there was the Cruelest bundle. So what was in the Cruelest bundle? Hey there, Eggman. That wasn't in the other bundles. Well, let's kind of go over this. Or this is the so this is the Cruelest bundle. You get all three of the films, and every one of them's got their exclusive slipcover. You know that. You're gonna get the novelization of Cruel Jaws. It's fantastic. For those that have seen Cruel Jaws, and I know that Indy there said he has, and Logan, I'm going to kind of guess you have as well. Uh, Basically, the you have a do-rag, uh, like a bandana, because the guy in the movie has got looks like a low rent Hulk Hogan. He really does. He's got like the handlebar mustache and the blonde hair and the balding head. So he looks a lot like Hulk Hogan. So what they do is they got a Sharkamania like thing, like so like like Hulk Hogan would have this Hulkamania like bandana. So they got a Sharkamania bandana, um, which is freaking awesome. And oh, hell yes, they also have a Cruel Jaws water gun, which is a water gun that is shaped like a shark, and you may get it in either blue, hey there Hadge, or silver, but you won't know which until you get it. You can't request it. You gotta just figure out which one you're gonna get. And last but definitely not least, and I love this, is there is a Cruel Jaws toilet decal. So there's a decal to put on your if you want to put it on your toilet. Yeah, dude. See, I did not. And by the way, when I'm saying like these got some sexy covers, there are some sexy ass covers, like the slip covers and the inside cover. Massacre in Dinosaur Valley's got to be three covers that are some of the best looking covers I've ever seen. And not just a slip. I mean, the covers. Just look at them. It's pretty freaking amazing. There's the picture of the novelization from Cruel Jaws. I'll do my best to show you a couple of things there. There's the bandana, the Sharkamania bandana. What you gonna do when Sharkamania runs wild on you? Which I kind of love. Um, but this is definitely this. I told my better half when we ordered this, because yes, I I had to go out and grab this. Uh, the Cruelest Bundle. The novelization's new. That actually interests me even more. Uh, so this is a toilet decal. This will totally be on the downstairs bathroom in the downstairs bathroom in our condo in Morocco. Hands down for sure. I'm a 5 year old, but I don't care. It is freaking awesome. And there you can see one of the shark water guns right there with blood splatter all over it because it's a Cruel Jaws shark water gun. So it looks like Brad Carter wrote the novelization. So I haven't listened to the podcast yet. I really got to listen to the podcast. Um, but let's see if I got to see if there's like a one of these here that I can actually show you for the Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, because I'm gonna be honest, bloody brilliant. It's artwork on that is bloody brilliant. So let's find it here. I'll show you the the more the censored art, but still, this is one of the artworks for Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. There's another one, but you can't see it there. You can see it in the anyway. Three films, a novelization. The fact that the kind of commission a novelization excites me even more. And holy crap, that'll be interesting to see if there's. That's what I'm thinking, Logan. There'll be some new subplots and some different, because novelizations always add their own kind of mythos to it. Uh, like I love Cruel Jaws, and I will definitely. You guys know that this is coming out in September, hopefully. So hopefully I'll get it during October. If I get Cruel Jaws during October, it will 110% be a review for the 30 Days Horror. You can bet on it. The movie and the book, because I'm definitely going to read the book too. Um, is it going to be an English dub? More than likely. Like they do usually do English dubs and have like subtitling there as well. If there's subtitling, I'm going to go for that. Like I don't usually go for the English dubs, unless if I'm reviewing. So I may actually. Uh, But can you imagine the future movies that could have like future older films that could have commissioned novelizations to kind of to flesh out a movie that may have been like had a lot of potential but didn't exactly fulfill all that potential, and how a commissioned novelization of the film could actually could actually do that. Had they said the author added a lot more sleeves to the Cruel Jaws novel. How in the hell do you add more sleeves to Cruel Jaws? Because I'll be honest with you, it's a pretty sleazy film, and you know it's an Italian film, and it's anyway, I'm digging it. So anybody that wants to see more of these novelizations come out, I really 110% recommend check out the Cruel Jaws. Get the Cruel bundle. Like seriously, get the Cruel bundle if you can afford it, obviously. Uh, Cruel Jaws, same movie as Great. No, I think Great White's a different one. Like there's a bunch of different ones. We're actually going to talk about even another shark movie, because ironically, Arrow Video made announcements today, and amongst those announcements was a shark film. And again, another cheesy shark film. I would love to see a Fulci. Oh man, I got like so many versions of like of those zombie films, but I would buy again. Like I bought like Zombie 3 and 4 to get those soundtracks. Oh, I would buy again for a novelization. Hell yeah! Can you imagine novelizations of those zombie films? I remember when I was in oh God, was it college, I think, or was it high school? But they did like Nightmare on Elm Street, I think 1, 2, and 3 in one novel together, and part 3 was the one that was really different because it used the original shooting script for part 3. It's fantastic marketing. Severin has been kicking it up like several notches with their marketing. I love the fact that they're including soundtracks with a lot of their releases. I love that they started including these photo comic books that I think are fantastic. I utterly adore the T-shirts that Severin does. I think that they do the best T-shirts out of all the companies that, all the movie companies that do T-shirts. And I think that this novelization thing, I hope, is going to become a trend that we see going on even farther. I also can't remember the novelization for part 6. I do have the novelization for part 1, Friday 13th part 1 upstairs, which somebody told me is kind of rare, but I don't know. Maybe it's not, but I got it upstairs anyway. Part 6 has a really great like kind of like epilogue with Jason's dad, and he's not written as like the lumbering alcoholic Jason's dad. He's written as like this kind of menacing, rich, cold, evil character, which I really love. But we'll definitely talk about Severin a little bit more. But are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the Arrow announcements? Because Arrow recently has made some okay announcements, but they haven't had any really big ones. Prepare for the big one. Because is that really right? Williams? That's cool. Well, it's directed by Bruno Mattei, but maybe William Snyder is the name that Bruno Mattei was using. I like it. Maybe that was one of his English names. All right, so here we go. I will tell you when they're UK only releases. If I don't say UK only, then assume it's going to be for every region. If there's anyone here that is not a UK release or is not or takes out a different country, I'll let you know as well. So the first one is Lake. I do have the pod. I got is Lake Michigan Monster, which is all three, Canada, United States, and the UK. Not really remembering Lake Michigan Monster. Just to let you know. Burst City is for all three regions. Silent Running, actually, and I think this is because Eureka has Silent Running in the UK, is a brand new release, but it's only going to be for Canada and the US. And now we get into the next two 4K releases from Arrow Video. Because as you guys know, Arrow Video have put out Flash Gordon and they've put out Pitch Black in 4K. Or as Brass Tacks would say, baby. So we're getting the first, as far as I know, the first Abel Ferreira like movie to ever come out in 4K. King of New York, starring Christopher Walken, is going to be a 4K release from Arrow Video. We are getting a 4K release of David Cronenberg's Crash, which I am bloody excited for because I love that film. Is that the reason you're going to reach free? It's going to be 4K. Now, there's going to have Blu-ray editions of them as well, but there's going to be some 4K Ultra HD editions of these films. And Crash looks to be especially exciting. But the one that excited me, and I'm going to be honest with you, was the box set that they announced. And the box set is called He Came from the Swamp. And even before I go into it, does everybody remember like where that kind of comes into play? Crash is one to look out for. Actually, I like that film. So Al Griffey, I hope I pronounced his last name right, the Al Griffey collection, He Came from the Swamp. That's going to be a good one. I think it's got 7 films on the set. Like, I can't pre-order it now either, Shadow. I'm hoping that maybe in November I can pick it up. That's when like Christmas money stuff starts coming around. Or I might just ask my mom to get me that one for Christmas. That's a really nice set. So let's go to Arrow Video website, and I want to go over the King of the Swamp one because, like I told you, that there was going to be a shark-related one, and so the King of the Swamp box set, by the way, has a shark film in it, and it's might be a shark film that you guys know because it starred Richard Jekyll, if I remember correctly. I think it's Richard Jekyll. So let me just get to it right here. So it came from the Swamp, the Richard Griffey collection. So the films that are on it. Are you ready, guys? It is a 4-disc set. There will be 7 films on the set. And I'm just going to get to the films right here if I can. I really hate using this. All right, so the films included here with newly restored are, stop with these pop-ups here. Sting of Death, Death Curse of Tartu, The Hook Generation, The Psychedelic Priest, The Naked Zoo, Whiskey Mountain, and of course, Mako Jaws of Death. So that is a shark film, which I actually do remember. Richard Jekyll is in it, and he plays this guy that for some reason, I think like a shaman or something gives him this pendant. And around that time, he realizes that he can talk to mako sharks. He can talk. He can communicate with them, and they do what he commands. So remember Jennifer with the snakes? It was like Carrie with snakes. Remember that film? Kino put it a few years back, by the way. So imagine a dude, but instead of snakes, he can control sharks to get his enemies. That's what Mako is. And there's another film. And if you remember, if you looked at the title of the box set, then and it didn't ring, and it rang to you for a reason, it's probably because you saw the documentary about this director. Ballyhoo Motion Pictures put it out, and Ballyhoo do really, really good features. They're also working with Mill Creek as well, by the way. So it's called The Came from the Swamp, the films of William Griffey, the documentary. And this, even if you've seen it before, this is going to be a brand new extended version of the documentary that hasn't been seen before. So if you've seen the other documentary, fantastic. But this is going to be a brand new documentary exclusive to this box set, as far as I know. There's going to be a reversible poster, fully illustrated collector's booklet featuring extensive interview with Griffey and a new foreword by the filmmaker. Reversible sleeves featuring newly commissioned artwork for each of the films by the Twins of Evil. If the Twins of Evil name sounds familiar and you're kind of wondering where that's from, then you probably got the American Horror Project, Volumes 1 and Volume 2. Twins of Evil did the artwork for all of those. Feature-wise on these, we're going to break them down a bit here. Death Curse of Tartui, 1966 film. It's hard, man, to keep up with all this stuff. It's got a brand new introduction by the director, an archival audio commentary for Sting of Death and Death Curse of Tartui. Sting of Death, Beyond the Movies, Monster Go-Go, looking to a history of rock and roll monster films with author historian C. Courtney Johnner, who's always really good with these type of things. The Curious Case of Dr. Trabeau, Spook Show Extraordinaire, a ghoulish look into the early Spook Show days with monster maker Doug Hobart. Fantastic, fantastic features on here, by the way. Hooked Generation and Psychedelic Priest gets an archival commentary. And you know who does these archival commentaries for those two films, by the way? For the Hooked Generation and the Psychedelic Priest? Well, it's the director, William Griffey, and freaking Frank Henenlotter, who is amazing at commentaries. So that's going to be awesome. Original trailer, still a promotion gallery for those films. Naked Zoo and Mako Jaws of Death. You're going to get the original director's cut of Naked Zoo on here. You're going to get a re-release cut of Naked Zoo as well. Original Mako Jaws of Death trailer and promo. I was a bit disappointed that they didn't have more like featurettes on Mako Jaws of Death, but I'm figuring the extended documentary on the director will kind of cover all that. The Whiskey Mountain and It Came From the Swamp extended. Basically, that's the one where you're going to get that big documentary on there, and definitely is going to be worth checking out. It will be interesting. I don't have the one that you got, Damon. So I'm even more excited because I don't think I've seen the full documentary. By the way, if you're here right now, please hit the like button because I stayed up late to be with you guys and talk to you guys about this stuff. It will be muchly appreciated and it really helps the channel out. It's really good. Excellent. I'm excited about it. I know this is on my Christmas wish list. 100% going to be my Christmas wish list because it is, for me, do you know what I think this is? You know what I think what this William Griffey documentary is? To give you like a kind of like an idea. And Damon, I guess, will be one that'll probably be able to back this up. His movies, like, because he did like a bunch of films and they're all like kind of low budget regional horror films. And I really want to stress regional horror films. Because in a way, this is, for me, and let me know, Damon, if you think this is the same thing, that this is kind of a spiritual offshoot from the American Horror Projects Volume 1 and 2. That we're getting a regional horror box set, but this time, rather than being different directors, we're actually getting a regional horror box set based on one director. And that is a fantastically exciting thing. While we're waiting for hopefully American Horror Project Volume 3 to come out, we're going to get a director-focused regional horror box set, and that's an exciting thing. At least for me, that's an exciting thing. So, what do you guys think about the announcements? Hey there, EW, welcome, man. They do have the English version of the trailer on Crow Jaws on several websites, so you're going to get English if you want to get it. So, Damien, do you think this is kind of like an offshoot of the whole like American Horror Project with another? And does anybody think with this box set being a kind of a regional horror director centric box set? I haven't seen New Mutants yet, but I'm actually looking forward to it. I would recommend if you, Damon, if you get a chance to get those regional horror box sets, they're really good. I know the first one sold out, but there you can buy them individually. Uh, yeah, well, it is the same style shadow with the cover art. It is by the Twins of Evil, and I think that this has been on purpose. I don't think that there's anything like matter of fact, or oh, we just got we just used these guys. No, it's the same theme and same style of those American Horror Project box sets. So if you love those American Horror Project box sets, then you're gonna want to grab this one. You spoke with them. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually super cool. You digging the regional offerings, Indy? So, Indy, which bundle are you going for? Are you doing the cruelest like me? Are you gonna pull the trigger on the cruelest? I did. I did it. I had to do it. I pulled the trigger on the cruelest bundle. Did anybody else here pull the trigger on the cruelest bundle? I know everybody's got like I know Logan said he's got the Cruel Jaws one, and I know a couple people got the Crueler Jaws set because the I know like some of those, and you know me, like cannibal films are not usually my not my bag, like, but I want to do a video. I'm actually because of this because of this here bundle, I want to do a really good kind of deep dive video on cannibal horror films. So I will be. That's going to be something coming up, which means I'm going to have to watch a whole bunch of cannibal horror films and watch the documentary as well from 88 films that they put out a while back. Some of us like to eat more than sandwiches. I do too. I was only going to go for the Cruel Jaws bundle first, like the Cruel bundle. But I really kind of wanted it, and I'm like, do I think Cruel Jaws will sell out fast? If it's the one with the slipcover, yeah, I do because Cruel Jaws is something that people have been wanting for a while, and we almost had it in our hands, and then there was the Scream Factory thing, and they lost the rights to it, so do we? All of a sudden, it was gone. So this is this is the key one for this month. Not only that, but it's going to have that limited edition slipcover with the alternate title. Well, the pre-order is only available for 1 week. I mean, like after the pre-order, depends on how much is sold out, right? Obviously, they're going to keep selling it, but the pre-order is supposed to be only available for a week. But you know, Vinegar Syndrome did this as well during a while back. They did like when they did when Rad came out initially, they did like a pre-order bundle for that month. Except you had to guess what those movies were going to be, and then you could for that weekend. I think they put a pre-order for the weekend. So it's not unusual to see like a pre-order come out like for like a limited time. Uh, so that means the pre-order is probably going to be at this price for a limited time. The thing about these triple feature is that I'm not so sure about Primitives because I don't think I've ever seen it. But hey there, Amir. Welcome from Canada. But the Massacre in Dinosaur Valley is a bit of a is a bit of like an adventure one, as a like kind of like a more of an adventure type one. So if you like the more of the adventure style ones, I do recommend the box set. Well, Amir, this is one thing I'm going to say to you. If you liked the American Horror Project box sets put up by Arrow, Volumes One and Volumes Two, then I think you're going to like this as well because it's a regional horror set. It's a regional horror set focusing on one director. So if you like regional horror, this is definitely something that you're going to want to look into. In terms of cannibal films, you only have the Green Inferno. Green Inferno is kind of like not a remake, but kind of so it's obviously you've seen have you ever seen you've seen Cannibal Holocaust, right? So you know where the where the reference comes from for Green Inferno. Eli Roth's kind of like a love letter to the cannibal films. Damn it! I'm gonna watch Green Inferno now. Severin get the rights for a limited time? I don't know actually. That's gonna be an interesting thing to find out. So apparently Shadow said, and I didn't realize this, but the slipcover version of Cruel Jaws is being sold only until the 4th of September. Apparently they did the same thing with the Night Killer one, where they did the Texas Chainsaw 3 cover for Night Killer. So it's very limited time, and obviously there's a reason for that. So if you want to get that slipcover with the alternate title, then you're going to have to grab it. Indy, you got another reason to want to grab it now. In the 4K editions for Crash King New York? Like, so Mears, you want to buy the box set, you want to buy Crash and King New York. Are you going to get the 4Ks? I'd say get the 4K. I'm going to get the 4K Crash. I got King New York here, but I only got it in DVD, so I really need to upgrade that one. I know I do. I got a Blu-ray, I think, but I would like to have the upgrade for that one. I'm a big fan of that film. But there's so much coming out. However, what this did do was it doesn't matter what the hell comes out in October for Vinegar Syndrome or Severin really in bundles, because I spent my bundle money today. I had been saving some money for October to pick up a Halloween bundle, because I normally get the Vinegar Syndrome Halloween bundles every year. And I saw Cruel Jaws and a novelization. And I saw the chance to do a really kind of unique video with some movies that I don't normally talk about, that are kind of outside my wheelhouse. And I did it for you guys. I went for the Cruelest bundle, which cuts out my October buying, pretty much down to pretty nil. But yeah, I spent my bundle money today. You're right. But yes, I'll have a squirt gun, and I can do a Cruel Jaws review with the bandana on. Dude, I am lucky to be getting sandwiches. I'm lucky to be getting sandwiches. I got a lot of spaghetti here. You think I'm joking, and because I'm laughing, but I'm not really joking. I have spaghetti in the house, like a bunch of spaghettini, because I prefer it to spaghetti. So I'll be probably a lot of pasta. So might gain a bit of weight over the next couple of weeks. A lot of pasta, and some blended vegetable soup. There we go. Which I'll make myself. Like, I'm not gonna get canned vegetable soup. I got veggies. Was that Gruffy? Did he do Impulse? 3 months of KD. Even I can't do that, man. Hey there, Pinga. Are you excited about the Severin and the Arrow bundles? See, I didn't know that. So that's new to me. So see, I learned something on my channel every time I come on here. So don't think I'm just like teaching other people stuff. I'm learning stuff today. Cut down to half a sandwich today and then get the October bundle. Actually, I made a promise to my better half that if we got the Cruel Jaws Cruelest bundle, that would be my October bundle. And I'm scared to death something really cool is going to come out in October. But I have to stick to it. Because make them fit into masks when work goes to the grocery. I got some cool masks actually, Alan. I got one like with the Batman symbol, and I got like a Sonic the Hedgehog one. But Pinga, here's the thing: you may own Cruel Jaws in a future sale, but you won't have that snazzy slipcover. Got to say it there, T-Man. Pinga, the snazzy slipcover. You got to think about it because it's like the Night Killer one and like the other, like the Shocking Dark one. The slipcover is going to go away. Title for your book, Spaghetti and Sandwiches. My life's a movie collector. You know, that's not a bad one. Or just call it Spaghetti Sandwiches, which sounds disgusting, but still, you got to admit, if you saw a book named Spaghetti Sandwiches, My Life's a Movie Collector, it would catch your eye. It would definitely catch your eye. Heather Wolf. We can still watch it the slipcover, but still, it's a cool slipcover. Come on, Trini. You got to go for the slip, man. It's really cool, but not just that. Like the there's a novelization, an actual feature, full length novelization, not a mini book or anything like that. An actual novelization for Cruel Jaws. And I think out of all this, out of all the announcements, out of everything that's happening, this is the biggest takeaway that we got that we can take out of this right now, is that for the first time, as far as I know, you're going to get a novelization of a film, like a new novelization of an older film. So this opens up the gateway, big time, for other films, other older films to get fleshed out and get novelizations as well. Can you imagine getting like a novelization of like a movie like Absurd? Remember Absurd? Remember the one of the George Eastman film? I utterly love that film. I adore it. But I would love to have something like a novelization of Absurd, kind of to flesh out the story of the film, or Shocking Dark. Like can you imagine a novelization of Shocking Dark? Actually, I would definitely like a Nail Gun Massacre novelization because that'd be freaking awesome. Especially since it's so, because a lot of these movies here, they're fun and you have fun with them, but they have these side characters and they have like these plot holes you can run a freight train through, and you're like, you know, there's so much more you could do. And now if that door's open, you can't close that door once it's open. The quickest way to close the door is if nobody bought it. So buy the freaking Cruel Jaws bundle with the novel, because I want to see more of this. I want to see this as a trend. I want to see this as a trend going forward. Uh, have a great night there, Alan, or good morning. I can't remember what time it is over there. A novelization. You want a novelization for American Rickshaw? I haven't seen that movie yet, but yeah, some of the Cronenberg novelizations were based on early scripts, so the book contains more material. The topic, but what's my favorite hammer from the Indicator hammer sets? If I don't have a specific favorite, what's one of your favorites? I don't know. I actually don't have a specific favorite that I can run to right now, but I'll give you a couple that I really like. I really enjoyed Maniac with Corinne Matthews. I'm a big fan of Corinne Matthews, the actor, and I thought Maniac was really good. It was a kind of like a suspense one, and I think that I really thought that I Curse Mummy's Tomb and Terror of the Tongues, really stood out. Cash on Demand, hands down, fantastic film. Never Take Candies from a Stranger, another fantastic one. You wonder how long it took to how long they had to write to work on novelization. Well, it's a bit easier when it comes to novelizing I would like doing a novelization for a screenplay, because you have a novelization pandemic. That's cool in Shadow, because you're gonna have like you got the structure already there, right? You got all the bullet points, so your Bible's written down already. So really, what you got to do is you read through it, and you find the way that you're gonna want to structure it, because you're very rarely is a novelization of a book going to just be point for point, like of a movie going to be point for point, what's in the script. You're going to want to fill it out and flesh it out in ways that you say, okay, this should be a little bit more. I'd like to see a bit more of this character. This kind of interests me a bit more. And you may not start initially in the same spot as well. Like you'll get the journey will be pretty much the same, but you may be able to use that to say, okay, this is really interesting, but there's this part here that comes later in the novel that I can probably kind of in the movie that I can probably push up a bit, and kind of work the structure and the time and the frame a bit to make it just a little more interesting, or for people that have seen the film, give them a bit more, and a bit of a different ride, when it comes to a novelization. As a writer, that's what I would do, with the novelization of a movie. So that would be my take on it. That's what I do. I'd read it over first, and then you take it. You write down each character. Pretty much get a history of those characters. You gain the basic plot of it. You make sure you get the big story beats, and you kind of flesh it out. So which really, uh, for like a 90 page or what, 100 page script, probably in about a week you can probably like bang it out, like if, at least the first draft. That's how I used to do it anyway. I didn't do novelizations of movies, but that's how when I was writing, that's what I do it. Oh, triple feature! You like the Cobwebs podcast that I did? Thank you, by the way, because I really enjoyed that. And we did another one. We actually taped another one, which will be in the future. Is going to be coming out. I actually have another one of of Just This coming out too. So I got a Cobwebs and a Just This podcast that are coming out in the future. Hey there, Kubrick. See, I don't think it would be nice if it's hardcover for this, because you don't want it to be hardcover, because it's a novelization of a movie. And if you've ever bought a movie novelization at a store before, they're always these like softcover, and they're like they're paperbacks. So you gotta have that you gotta have that kind of that now that it's got that paperback that you can probably shove in your back pocket type of feel to it, that you find at a grocery store, at your local like bookshop. That's part of the aesthetic of it, part of the feel. I definitely had a blast doing doing the mummy one, and we did another one, which was taped yesterday, for a future one, and I got to say I think it went really well. I've been very lucky in that both Daniel and Brian are incredible moderators, and incredible hosts, so they always bring the best out, and even out of me. So that's definitely a plus. Um, oh, Shadow, let me know what you think of it. By the way, I'll be interested in your thoughts. Also, if somebody here is part of my Crimson Cult, that's my Patreon subscribers, and you have not voted uh, on that poll yet, please vote on the poll. We want to be able to watch that movie and make a new video, but we can't until the poll is finished and everybody's voted on it. I don't agree with scalping, Panga. You know that. So buying 40 of a movie is not cool. But is that the one that's selling out or something like that? Robo War right now is still top, Ryan. So that's kind of topping it. I'd expected Birdemic to top it, And I thought World War would be an interesting one to put in there. I even put a WCW pay-per-view in there, uh, and just because I wanted to put some different stuff, and I wanted to really challenge what was going to be done. Bahia Blanca was going to initially be on the first list of first poll. There's going to be more polls, by the way, coming out. So if you're part of my Patreon, then you're a Crimson Cult member, and you get to vote on the polls for what the movies that me and my better half watch and review on the channel. You watch The Black Hole, okay? I still love that film. And that, like, who was it? Like a channel did like a kind of a real, kind of an in-depth analysis on the movie The Black Hole, which is fascinating. He thought I was going to be the clear lead. See, I think some of these, by the way, so don't think like movies like gonna be totally gone. Whatever wins the poll this time around, uh, they're gonna there's gonna be like a lot of those movies are gonna be put back into a different poll with some other stuff added. Uh, what I will be like probably like, cause just because it's fun, I'll be switching up and putting random pay-per-views in there until somebody actually buys it. Oh, Pinga. So I have a Patreon, and on my Patreon channel, I do videos with my better half, my spouse, and we I call it I made my wife watch. And the first video that we did, it's exclusive to Patreon members, is was I made my wife watch Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. So for the next one, what we wanted to do was give the viewers a choice, and we gave 7 choices to them. So they got 8 people have voted so far. Hey, Krypton, welcome, man. Enjoy the cruelest bundle there, Indy, because you know I'm going to. I haven't watched Blood on Dracula's Castle yet, Damien. I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to be watching something with my better half, and I don't want to go in until she has. And we're going to kind of watch them together. Oh, have a great evening at work, Scholar. Hopefully it's a nice one. And Indy, enjoy your evening there over. You're still over in Japan, right? I'm interested to see that because I eventually want to do like the Adamson films. The thing right now, there's a lot of channels that have been going through and doing the Adamson collection, and I kind of don't want to step on those toes. So I want to let people like do their Adamson thing right now, and do put their videos of the Adamson collection that they're going through, and I'll eventually do them down the road, put my take on it. And in the meantime, I can enjoy watching the films, watching the reviews from other people, and eventually, when I do it, I'll do it with some of them with my better half, uh, and that'll give a different like look towards those. We almost did by the way, we almost did a SummerSlam review, but we ended up not doing it because we were too tired for this weekend. But there we go, guys. At 58 minutes, uh, please hit the like button for one. If you've been here for a while, I do want to get some of the imprint blues. It's just I the I think it's like it's Fortnite right now, man. Um, Eventually, I'll get some of them. Now, one of the good friends of the channel, Stephanos, uh, actually is sending me out a movie. So that'll be interesting to check out when I get it. So I'll probably show it on here when I get it. Thank you. For anybody that liked the video here, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. I am Aaron. This behind me is my movie library, well, a portion of it anyway. A bit of a mess right now. You are the cult of cinema. You guys rock. Kubrick lovers, right? May the cult be with you. Have a great evening. Enjoy your all-time favorite shark film while you're at it. And I will see you guys soon because it really is time for tea. Have a great night, everybody. And check out the Severin stuff. Get your cruel jaws in. Get that novelization. Start a trend.